Good morning, students. So the topic for the today's lecture is recruitment. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about the human resource planning, which is backed by this recruitment process. So the first step or the previous step of recruitment process is human resource planning. After that human resource planning, we decide whether recruitment will be done or not. So let us discuss about recruitment concept. So recruitment is a process of looking for the prospective employees and encouraging them to apply for the jobs in the organization. रिक्रूटमेंट प्रोसेस में हम एम्प्लॉयज़ जो हैं जो कि उस पर्टिकुलर जॉब के लिए फिट हो सकते हैं, जो कि प्रोस्पेक्टिव एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं, हम उनको सर्च करते हैं. उन्हें सर्च करने के प्रोसेस को ही हम रिक्रूटमेंट कह रहे हैं. और मोर देन दैट, मोर ओवर, वी ऑल्सो मोटिवेट एंड एनकरेज द जॉब कैंडिडेट्स टू अप्लाई फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर जॉब इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो रिक्रूटमेंट एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है जिसमें हम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं पोटेंशियल कैंडिडेट्स को, सर्च करते हैं और उनको एनकरेज करते हैं और मोटिवेट करते हैं सो दैट दे कैन अप्लाई इन द जॉब. It is also known as a positive process because application of all the job candidates is invited and accepted in the recruitment process. So, as candidates in large number apply for jobs, there is greater scope for recruiting quality persons. So, this is also an advantage of recruitment process that there is a large pool which is created in this recruitment process of all the possible candidates. So here there is a great opportunity and options for the recruiters or the employers to get the best applications out of that. On the other hand, the job seekers also explore organizations presenting them employment. So basically recruitment is a linking process, or we can say that it is a bridging activity between the job seekers and the job providers. So recruitment, again in the third point, is the same thing. Recruitment is a linking activity combining those having jobs and those searching jobs. एक तरफ वो लोग हैं employers, organization, companies जो कि जिनके पास में jobs हैं, vacancies हैं, और दूसरे वो लोग हैं जो कि अभी फ्रेशर्स हैं या अनएम्प्लॉयड हैं जो कि जॉब के लिए सर्च, या फिर अगर किसी और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ऑलरेडी एम्प्लॉयड हैं बट दे आर लुकिंग फॉर अ बेटर जॉब. तो एक वो लोग हैं जो जॉब प्रोवाइड करें जिनके पास जॉब्स हैं, एक वो लोग हैं जॉब को सर्च कर रहे हैं. तो रिक्रूटमेंट इन दोनों की एक लिंकिंग एक्टिविटी या कनेक्टिंग एक्टिविटी होती है. ओके. So, according to Dale Yoder, recruitment as the process is the process to identify the sources of manpower to meet the requirement of the staff schedule and to engage effective methods for attracting that manpower in sufficient manner for facilitating effective hiring of efficient workers. तो जो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है रिक्रूटमेंट का वो यही है, इफेक्टिव हायरिंग ऑफ द एफिशिएंट वर्कर. यहाँ पर भी पर्पस वही है दैट द राइट पर्सन शुड बी एट द राइट प्लेस इन द राइट नंबर्स ऑल्सो. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू एडवन बी फ्लिपो ऑल्सो, रिक्रूटमेंट इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ लुकिंग पॉसिबल एम्प्लॉयज एंड एनकरेजिंग देम टू अप्लाई फॉर द जॉब इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो हियर there are certain factors which affect the recruitment process. So first is the human resource planning. As I told you that human resource planning is the process of planning in advance that how many manpower or human resources will be required in the future. They may be more than the existing one, those who will be required in the future, and they may be less than the existing one. So if there is more people who will be required in the future than the existing or the available one, then we require to further recruit and appoint the new people. So it depends upon the human resource planning process. But in the opposite case, if the employees who are currently available are already in surplus, so there will be no recruitment decision. and the company may also look for downsizing and asking certain people for layoff, and they may fire certain inefficient people also. So रिक्रूटमेंट का जो प्रोसेस है ये डिपेंड करता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में इफ देयर इज अ शॉर्टेज और देयर इज अ वैकेंसी, then only recruitment process will occur. So it is a succeeding step of human resource planning process which identify that whether there is a shortage or there is a surplus of the current employees. So if there is a shortage, then only the recruitment process will be conducted, otherwise not. Then the second is promotional policies. So it depends upon the promotional policies of the company also, because sometimes at a particular designation few people are recruited internally by the promotion of the lower level of employees at a higher position. Okay, so that is a kind of vertical upward transfer, the promotion. So in promotion the recruitment process will be done internally, but if there is an external opening for other people also to apply at that particular higher level position, then they may be recruited by external sources also. So it depends upon the promotional policies of the company also, that how the recruitment process will take place, whether it will be an internal recruitment or it will be an external recruitment. Then comes the another factor, which is the size of enterprise. So size of enterprise also matters in the recruitment process. Suppose there is a large organization having more than thousands of employees, then recruitment process will done on a very frequent basis. But if the size of organization is lesser, is very small, then the frequency of recruitment will be less, and also it depends upon the employee turnover ratio. So how it depends upon the employee turnover ratio? Suppose if people leaves the organization very frequently, then the recruitment process will also be frequent. But if there is a stability of tenure of the service of employees, then the recruitment process will not occur that frequently. It will not recur that way. Then comes the employment conditions. So it depends upon the employment conditions also. Suppose there is an employment condition that in the labor market there is a more demand of labor. The same thing, if there is a shortage of employees in the organization, then there will be more demand of employees or the human resources, and if there is a surplus, then there will be no demand. So it depends upon the employment conditions also. Then the rate of growth. So the rate of growth of the business organization also affect the recruitment process. Suppose if the rate of growth is very high and the company is increasing in terms of its profitability and turnovers, and it is going to be expanded, then the human resource planning will be of that way that it will require more manpower, more human resources in the near future. So it will be going for the hiring process or the recruitment process. So these are certain factors which affect the recruitment at large. So again, let us again revise this recruitment process concept. It is a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating, encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. It is often termed as a positive process. Why? Because it stimulates people to apply for jobs to increase the hiring ratio. So it is a positive process. See, after recruitment we will be studying the selection process, and as I can tell you that the selection is a negative process, whereas recruitment is a positive process, because in recruitment all the applications are not only invited but they are accepted also, so everyone can apply. Now further they will be shortlisted or not, it will be considered under the selection process. So as far as the recruitment process is concerned, it is a positive process because it stimulates people to apply for a job to increase the hiring ratio. So the number of applicants for the job is increased by the recruitment process. So it is a positive process for both employer as well as the employee or the job provider as well as the job seekers. Then let us discuss about the source of recruitment. So there are basically two sources of recruitment. First is the internal source and second is the external source. Internal source of recruitment are those particular sources which by which the particular vacancies are fulfilled within the organization from the existing employees. And the external sources are the external one where we search for the possible job candidates from outside the organization. So now let us discuss about the sources of internal recruitment. Internal recruitment are of three types. There are mainly three sources of internal recruitment. First is transfer, second is promotion, and third is the employee performance. So let us discuss all the three one by one. Transfer, as we know that transfer is a horizontal shift of an employee at a particular level. Maybe the job location is changed, maybe the transfer is a remedial transfer, especially in case of any particular PCS officer or a police officer. Remedial transfers are done. So sometimes transfer is because of certain personal demands or conditions of the employees, because they want to change their job location, maybe somewhere nearby their hometown or their family. So transfers are one of the source of internal recruitment. Or sometimes transfers are also done where in one branch or SBU there are surplus of the employees and in another there is a shortage. Then to balance the number of employees in both the organization, the human resources are shifted from a surplus place to the one where there is shortage. And the second source of internal recruitment is the promotion, which we have already discussed in our previous slide of promotional policies as a factor of recruitment. Then the third is employee referrals. Employee referrals is also considered as an internal recruitment source, wherein the employee within the organization refers some of his friend or known person whom he already knew and know about the potential and capabilities of, that yes, this person is the right person to be appointed at this position. And further he coordinates between the recruiter and the particular referee, and the interview of the referred person is conducted and further process of recruitment and selection is done. So this way all these three sources of internal recruitment works. So there are certain merits of this internal recruitment method. First is that the relations between trade union remain good. Labor turnover is reduced. Why? Because few people are promoted. So those who are promoted from a lower position to a higher level, obviously they will be satisfied and delighted, those employees. And if transfer, if yes it is desired by the employee, then also it will be beneficial and favorable for the employee. Employee referral also. In all these cases the relationship between the trade union and the management will remain good, and the labor turnover will also be reduced. As the persons in the employment of the company are fully aware of and well acquainted with its policies and know it operates procedures, they require little training, and chances are that they would stay longer in the employment of the organization than a new outsider would. So those who are already working in the organization, if they are posted internally at a higher level of position or they are transferred, then in such case they require just a little training and refresher courses, and they will be they can be fit at that particular position, and they people will be satisfied. And if the employee is satisfied, then obviously the employee will be more productive and he will not think of leaving the organization, which will increase the stability of tenure of service of the employee, which is a beneficial thing and a plus point for the organization. Because if any person from the outside of the organization is hired, it will require more cost to the company. It encourages self-development among the employees, and it encourages good individuals who are ambitious. It encourages the stability from continuity of employment, as I have already discussed. It encourages the stability of tenure of services. It can also act as a training device for developing middle and top level managers, the internal source of recruitment. Then now let us discuss about the demerits of internal sources. However, this system suffers from certain defects also. What these are? That internal source may dry up, and it may be difficult to find the requisite personnel from within an organization. Sometimes the particular designation or particular job requires new skills, new capabilities, new potentials. So we have to look outside the organization for such kind of personnel, such kind of human resources. We cannot appoint them internally. We cannot search them internally. So it often leads to inbreeding and discourage new blood from entering in organization. So also, if such vacancies are fulfilled internally, suppose कोई गवर्नमेंट जॉब है जो कि एक हायर पोजीशन पे है, मे बी सपोज अ पोस्ट ऑफ अ डीएम और अ पुलिस ऑफिसर और अ प्रोबेशनरी ऑफिसर, सपोज अगर उनको इंटरनली ही लोगों को वहां पर जो ऑलरेडी लोअर लेवल पे क्लैरिकल लेवल पर लोग हैं, अगर उन्हीं को इंटरनली हम प्रमोट करके हायर पोजीशंस पे, ऑफिशियल पोजीशंस पे पहुंचाएंगे, तो जो लोग फाइट कर रहे हैं, कॉम्पिटिशन्स दे रहे हैं, और जो जॉब सीकर्स हैं जो कि न्यू टैलेंट, न्यू फ्रेश ब्लड्स हैं, उनके अंदर एक डिस्करेजमेंट, एक डिसअपॉइंटमेंट आ जाएगा, एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन आ जाएगी कि those who are already in employment, only they people will be promoted, and those who are not having any employment, they will not get any chance. So it discourages the people. What thing? The internal sources of recruitment. As promotion is based on seniority, the danger is that really capable hands may not be chosen. So as we know that especially in the government system, the promotion is based on seniority, but this is not the case in the private sector. In private sector promotions जो होते हैं वो performance based होते हैं, लेकिन government sector में ज़्यादातर promotions जो होते हैं वो seniority based होते हैं. आजकल government भी performance based अप्रोच की तरफ शिफ्ट हो रही है धीरे धीरे, बट स्टिल इन मोस्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट सेगमेंट्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज it is a practice that promotions are based on the seniority. If you have served for 5 years, then you will be promoted at a next level, and फिर next 6 years के लिए आप अगले level पे जाएंगे. यही है. So the likes and dislikes of the management may also play an important role in the selection of personnel. So अगर हम internal source की बात करते हैं तो वहाँ biasing भी बहुत होती है कि एक particular position पे अगर आप internally appoint हो रहे हो, तो if you are liked by the higher authorities and the management, then only you will be appointed at that particular position and by promotion. Otherwise you will not be. So there may be a chance of biasing, but if there is an open examination, open recruitment and selection process where the internal people can also apply, and equally there is an opportunity and chance for the external people who are outsider for the organization, then the chances of biasness will be lesser. So since the learner does not know more than the lecturer, no innovation worth the name can be made. Therefore, on jobs which require original thinking such as advertisement, style designing and basic research, this practice is not followed. तो स्पेशली वहाँ पर जहाँ पर कॉन्सेप्चुअल स्किल्स की, क्रिएटिविटी की रिक्वायरमेंट है, ओरिजिनल थिंकिंग की रिक्वायरमेंट है उन जॉब्स में, जैसे कि एडवर्टीजमेंट है, आपका डिजाइनिंग है, बेसिक रिसर्च है, वहाँ पर हम इंटरनल सोर्स से फुलफिल नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि वहाँ जो स्किल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हमारे इंटरनल सोर्सेज से नहीं. वहाँ पे अगर हम जो भी पर्टिकुलर लेवल पर वर्कर है उसको अगर हम ट्रेनिंग भी प्रोवाइड करें तो हम उसके अंदर वो स्किल्स, वो क्रिएटिविटी डेवलप नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो उसके लिए हमें एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेज के लिए जाना पड़ेगा. सो दीज आर सर्टेन लिमिटेशंस एंड डिमेरिट्स ऑफ द इंटरनल सोर्सेज. नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस अबाउट द एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेज ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट. अकॉर्डिंग टू डिकेंजो एंड रॉबिन्स, इनकी एक बुक भी है ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट की, विच इज़ वेरी गुड टू स्टडी. इफ यू गेट इट देन प्लीज स्टडी. Occasionally, it may be necessary to bring in some new blood to broaden the present ideas नॉलेज एंड एंथुजियाज्म। सो कई बार क्या होता है कि हमें न्यू ब्लड की, फ्रेश टैलेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है एक पर्टिकुलर जॉब के लिए, न्यू स्किल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, तो वहाँ पर हमें कुछ न्यू आइडियाज, नॉलेज और एंथुजियाज्म की, मतलब पोटेंशियल की जरूरत होती है लोगों की। तो इसके लिए हमें एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेज के लिए जाना ही पड़ता है। दस ऑल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैव टू डिपेंड ऑन द एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेज ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट। सो विद इन जस्ट बाय इंटरनल सोर्स ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट we cannot use it always, but we have to use the external sources along with the internal source of recruitment also. Among these sources, there is the first source of external recruitment is the employment agencies. Then comes the educational and technical institutes, जहाँ से कैंपस हायरिंग होती है। जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट एजेंसीज होती हैं ये आपके एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्सचेंज हो सकते हैं, जो कि पब्लिक कंसल्टेंसी एक तरह से काम करते हैं। एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्सचेंज गवर्नमेंट के होते हैं, दूसरे होते हैं प्राइवेट कंसल्टेंसीज, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स कंसल्टेंसीज, हु प्रोवाइड एज अ ब्रिज, हु वर्क्स एज अ कनेक्टिंग लिंक बिटवीन द जॉब सीकर्स एंड द जॉब प्रोवाइडर्स, जैसे कि आपके Naukri.com है, मॉन्स्टर है। तो ये सारी जितनी भी कंपनीज हैं जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स कंसल्टेंसीज हैं, तो ये क्या कर रहे हैं, ये कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं बिटवीन द जॉब सीकर्स एंड द जॉब प्रोवाइडर्स, एम्प्लॉयर्स एंड द एम्प्लॉयज। So that is one source of external recruitment. Another is the educational and technical institutes, from where campus recruitment is done, where companies come and they are invited by the colleges, and the interviews are taken and the placements of the students are done. And the third is the casual labor और applicants at the gate, जिसको हम वॉक इन भी कहते हैं, जहाँ पर क्या है कि स्पेशली ये लोअर लेवल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट पे काम करता है, जहाँ पर जो वर्कर्स हैं या जो अनस्किल्ड या सेमी स्किल्ड वर्कर्स हैं वो फैक्ट्री के गेट पर या कंपनी के गेट पर आते हैं, अपने रिज्यूमे, अपने एप्लीकेशंस लाते हैं, एंड दे आर फर्दर शॉर्ट लिस्टेड एंड इंटरव्यूड बाय द interview. Whenever vacancy arises, they are called. So according to the skills and levels, there are various sources of recruitment. So for the skilled and semi-skilled workers, informal contacts, walk-ins, public employment agencies, want ads, these things are done. Want ads मतलब जैसे आता है लाइक इतने वर्कर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड, आपने ऐड देखा होगा न्यूज़पेपर में, फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर मार्केटिंग और सेल्स जॉब, इस तरीके की जो वैकेंसीज होती है। स्किल्ड वर्कर्स के लिए भी यही आपके सारे सोर्सेज काम करते हैं। प्रोफेशनल एम्प्लॉयज़ के लिए इंटरनल सर्च चलती है, ठीक है। प्रोफेशनल्स जो होते हैं, दे मे बी द लॉयर्स, CAs, डॉक्टर्स, इनफॉर्मल कॉन्टैक्ट्स, वॉक-इन्स, प्राइवेट एम्प्लॉयमेंट एजेंसीज, ये सब चलते हैं, ठीक है। मैनेजरियल में भी। देन now let us discuss about the advantages of external recruitment. So the external sources of recruitment are suitable for the following reasons. It will help in bringing new ideas, better techniques and improved methods. जैसे कि डिकेंजो एंड रॉबिन्स ने बोला है कि sometimes new blood is required and the fresh talent is required because they have new ideas, knowledge and enthusiasm. So it brings in, अगर हम नए लोगों को अपॉइंट करेंगे तो उनके जो न्यू आइडियाज हैं, उनके न्यू टेक्निक्स और इम्प्रूव मेथड्स हैं, वो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर स्वतः ही आ जाएंगे, ठीक है। द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज विल बी मिनिमाइज्ड बिकॉज कैंडिडेट सेलेक्ट इन दिस मेथड विल बी प्लेस्ड इन द मिनिमम पे स्केल। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉस्ट भी बहुत कम हो सकती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सपोज अगर ऑलरेडी एक वर्कर है जो कि 30,000 की पे ले रहा है पर मंथ की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, अगर हम उसको प्रमोट करते हैं नेक्स्ट लेवल के लिए, या वो सेम लेवल पर रह रहा है, तो फर्दर उसको इंक्रीमेंट्स दे दे के कंपनी को जो है उसकी सैलरी इंक्रीज करनी पड़ेगी, तो उसके ऊपर कॉस्ट, इंक्रीज कॉस्ट आ रही है। बट अगर सपोज वो पर्टिकुलर एम्प्लॉय जॉब को छोड़ देता है, उसको कंपनी को अगर निकालेगी विदाउट एनी रीजन, सो दैट विल बी एन अनएथिकल एंड इलीगल मैथड टू retrench the person from the organization. But if suppose a person leaves the organization because of some reason, and instead of him, in place of him, another new talent or fresher is hired, so the person may be hired in 15 or 20,000 per month salary. So the cost to the company will be minimized as from the external source, because the selected person will be placed at a minimum pay scale, whereas if internal person is appointed at a promoted level, then the person will ask for a higher salary obviously. So the existing employee will be broaden their personality. The entry of qualitative persons from outside will be in the interest of the organization in the long run. So जो पर्सन आउटसाइड से एंट्री ले रहा है वो बहुत ही क्वालिफाइड पर्सन होगा और वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए के बेटरमेंट के लिए वर्क करेगा लॉन्ग रन में, क्योंकि उसको भी अपना जो ग्रोथ है वो वहाँ पे दिखाई दे रही है और वो अगर वहाँ पे अच्छा परफॉर्म करेगा तभी आगे वो फर्दर कंटिन्यूड होगा. सो द सुटेबल कैंडिडेट्स विल विद स्किल्स, टैलेंट, नॉलेज आर अवेलेबल फ्रॉम एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेज. द एंट्री ऑफ न्यू पर्सन्स with varied expansions and talent will help in human resource mix. तो एक human resource mix भी create करेगा. अगर हम internally ही लोगों को अपॉइंट करते रहेंगे इंटरनल सोर्सेज से, ट्रांसफर, प्रमोशन से और एम्प्लॉय रेफरल से, तो एक ही जैसे लोग आ जाएंगे. लेकिन अगर हम एक्सटर्नल रिक्रूटमेंट करें तो वेराइटी ऑफ पीपल आएंगे. दे मे बी ऑफ डिफरेंट कल्चर्स, दे मे बी ऑफ डिफरेंट रिलीजन, फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सोशल बैकग्राउंड्स, हैविंग डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ technical and professional skills and knowledge and experiences. So a different kind of human resource mix can be included within the organization, which will be good for the further growth and development of the organization. So let us discuss about the disadvantages of external sources. So as we know that orientation and training programs are required for the new employees, those who are recruited from the external sources, whereas it may not be required for the internal people because they already know about the organization very well. So it is a very expensive and time consuming process also. It requires a lot of cost in advertisement and their recruitment process and their selection and further training and everything. Then the detailed screening is necessary as very little is known about the candidates. So initially what happens in the recruitment process, that company gives an advertisement that yes, there is a vacancy and people are required. Then people apply for the job and their resumes are further shortlisted. Those who are the best applications and the most relevant applications, only those applications are selected and the less relevant applications are rejected or they are dumped in a waiting list. So only those applications which are the most relevant one, only those applications will be considered in the external process of recruitment. So it is so for that purpose a detailed screening of the applications is required, is necessary. क्योंकि जो एप्लीकेशंस आए हैं केवल उनके जो रिटर्न बायोडेटाज हैं उसमें जो उनकी प्रोफेशनल और पर्सनल डिटेल्स है केवल वो रिटर्न वे में है. बिकॉज इन द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप in the application blank only the applications are analyzed and screened out, only the best applications are selected. So इस स्टेप पर एम्प्लॉय को हम पर्सनली नहीं जानते हैं अभी तक, जब तक कि उसको इंटरव्यू नहीं हो सका. केवल उसके जो रिटर्न डेटा है रिज्यूमे में उसी के बेस पर हम उसको क्या करें, स्क्रीन करें. तो बहुत डिटेल में स्क्रीनिंग करें. सो ये बहुत ही टाइम कंज्यूमिंग प्रोसेस है. इफ न्यू एंट्रेंट फेल्स टू एडजस्ट हिमसेल्फ टू द वर्किंग in the enterprise, it means yet more expenditure on looking for his replacement. Yes, हमने जितनी एप्लीकेशंस अभी मंगाई हैं, जितनी एप्लीकेशंस हमारे पास आई हैं, अगर वो जो भी न्यू एंट्रेंस इस पर इतना एक्सपेंडिचर हो रहा है, मान लीजिए वो न्यू एक्सपेंडिचर अभी वर्क कल्चर से फेमिलियर नहीं हो पाता, उसमें एडजस्ट नहीं हो पाता एंड ही फर्दर leaves the organization very soon, then again the same process has to be done, the same kind of expenditures in terms of time and money has to be done, all the efforts has to be done from at a scratch, from the zero level once again. So these are certain disadvantages. Moreover, motivation, morale and loyalty of existing staff are affected. जो हमारा existing staff है उनका भी motivation level down होता है अगर लोग बाहर से हायर होते हैं. तो हाई लेवल की जॉब्स को अगर एक्सटर्नली फुलफिल किया जाता है तो जो इंटरनली है वो सोचते हैं कि यस नाउ देयर इज नो चांस ऑफ अवर प्रमोशन एंड करियर ग्रोथ. It becomes a source of heart-burning and demoralization among existing employees. So many times the existing employees become dissatisfied and they are demoralized. So that's it for today's lecture, in which we discussed about the recruitment concept, the factors which affect recruitment, and various sources, internal as well as the external sources, their merits and demerits in this particular lecture. So this is the reference from where I get the material which I refer here. So thank you very much for this lecture, and in the next lecture I'll be taking one test of yours that will be in the form of a Google quiz. I will give you a timeline of half an hour, so be prepared guys for the next day. There will be a video of lecture, and along with that there will be a test also in the next lecture. Thank you.